The long-awaited moment has arrived. Ghost of Tsushima has shown itself in a more substantial way. The immersion, the open worlds represented in recent years have always proposed a common formula that saw the player follow a certain number of reference points, mini-map, compass, indicators to orient themselves within the game world. Confirming in fact the noises of some time ago, the challenge of Sucker Punch is to leave complete freedom in the exploration of a world, Tsushima Island, which must be an integral part of an intimate and deep journey between the player and the surrounding environment. Zero HUD, zero key points on screen and no indicators, just the wind and leaves to show us the way if we should get lost. The player's eye will choose the point, curiosity will do the rest, and the game world will meet him or her. It's no coincidence that the element chosen as an occasional guide is the wind, the crucial pivot of the symbolism of Japan in that historical period. We told you about the word kamikaze, born in honor of a wind that saved the Japanese people from a tremendous defeat, and great the union that is created between the fictional story, and the real basis behind the work of Sucker Punch. Following the thread of the interesting choices at the exploration level, there is also the will of the development team to create a total synergy not only with the flora but also with the fauna of Tsushima Island. If the most dangerous animals such as bears or cattle will be an enemy to keep an eye on, the smaller ones such as foxes or birds when crossed will show us the location of sanctuaries or specific locations where to find useful valuables or collectibles. Spectrum or Samurai. Once the exploration was over, however, the Ghost of Tsushima gameplay focused on the combat system and the dualism between the combat of the Bushido way, the warrior way, the samurai honor, and the stealth and dishonorable soul of the Ghost way. Let's take the pebble off the shoe of this preview. The combat system at a first glance but also at a second, seems to be very derivative, especially in the clashes one versus many to the white weapon, whose style is reminiscent of the free flow system. Now that we have said it, however, we talk about the other billions of details seen, and that can and must be placed on the other side of the scale, at least until the test with the hand of the title. Ghost of Tsushima has a well-defined story. Jin Sakai begins to embrace the path of the ghost when, overwhelmed by Mongol forces, he is defeated along with the other samurai on the shores of Tsushima. Years of honorable training as a samurai are well represented by a unique and scenic combat system that not only is unique in one versus one approaches, but uses cinematic-style graphic tinsels that are a plus compared to classic combat systems. Whether they are effective or not, you can only evaluate pad in hand. In the same way, the devious call of the Phantom's Way and its silent lethality come overbearingly into the stealth approach to battle, with entire encampments that can be put to iron and fire at the mercy of surprise attacks made of diversions and stealth killings from the rooftops or behind. In short, eliminations from range with the bow, stances with the katana and instant kills with perfect parry will not be the most original choices, but the use of systems consolidated over time in the service of a malleable narrative is not a priori a defect. What we have seen, however, is a system full of possibilities ranging from the classic passive abilities that can be obtained through specific objects to be found in sanctuaries, omamori amulets, to a large arsenal of weapons that will allow you to deal with many situations with specific strategies. It will be essential to master the dodge and parry, and as we see in the trailer, the management of positioning will play an equally important role. Even in stealth we will have specific peculiarities to use in combat, such as diversions to increase our chances of sneak kills or weakening of armored opponents. And then the skillful use of the grappling hook to move unnoticed on the rooftops or to find an elevated point from which to enjoy a strategic advantage and planning the next moves. Remember that the release of Ghost of Tsushima is scheduled for July 14th exclusively on PS4. We'll see you at the next video. See ya.